Just 1 month out from the primaries, both in our local races and in the U.S. Senate race. We brought in our political experts to talk about it.
They, of course, are the best political team in town. Been with us for years. Republican Iris Wilbur Glick, founder of IW Strategies, and Democrat David Tandy of the Denton's Law Group, former Metro Council head. David, I'll talk with you. We want to talk about Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman's big announcement. She's first out of the gate more than a year before the May primary to replace Andy Beshear. Didn't get his endorsement today. Any big deal on that?
I don't think there's any big deal on that, because I think you'll see some other candidates that may jump into the primary as well. With it right now being a month out from the primary now, and then 13 months from the primary next year, there's still time enough for any endorsement to be made.
Okay. Will it carry weight, his endorsement?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. It's particularly on the Democratic side, it will carry some weight.
If he even does an endorsement,
we will have to wait and see.
All right.
So, Iris, we heard you earlier in this newscast, just talking about why you didn't think Coleman has been a good lieutenant governor. So, why do you think she will not be a good governor for Kentucky or a candidate for governor?
Well, Connie, because she hasn't been a great lieutenant governor, and I think voters, because she has had virtually no visibility during the Beshear administration, once she introduces herself to voters, they will quickly be reminded that the one job she had, big, high-profile responsibility, Governor Beshear removed her from her post. She was Secretary of a cabinet that was administering unemployment insurance claims during the height of COVID, completely fumbled, where tens of thousands of Kentuckians were in the queue waiting for benefits to be distributed, and she wanted her friends and associates and folks from her hometown to cut in line. And so I think once voters are introduced or reintroduced to Lieutenant Governor Coleman, they will not be impressed. And I think it is newsworthy that today the governor could have at least signaled that he favors his sort of second in command. And short of that, I think that just sounds an alarm to Kentucky voters. Why should Jacqueline Coleman be promoted to governor when, especially the guy in office now, who's her number one, is kind of stepping aside and using some easy excuses to not get involved.
Let's do one counterpoint to that. Then I want to talk about the Senate race and other things. That point there, the Republicans already coming out strong against Jacqueline.
I would expect nothing less from my good friends there on the Republican side.
Does that baggage hurt her, though?
I think it's again, we're 13 months out. She will have an opportunity to define herself to the voters of Kentucky and get to make her case for the office. One thing to always remember when you're running for in any particular race, it's about what's happening right then versus maybe what happened versus in the past. So she'll have an opportunity to state her case.
Is it a con that she's in his shadow?
Is it a con that she's in the governor's shadow? I think any time that as you're the number two, it can be a difficult hill to climb. We've seen other lieutenant governors try to make that leap, and they were not were successful in doing that. So we'll just have to let it play itself out.
All right, let's talk to you. U.S. Senate race. Last poll had Andy Barr going up over Daniel Cameron. Where is Daniel Cameron's message going to come in this? As some political analysts have said, he could be the guy who runs right up the middle because he's not fighting like Andy Barr and Nate Morris.
I thought today, I believe that there was some statements made from our junior U.S. Senator Rand Paul expressing, sort of highlighting that note, Doug, to where, Daniel Cameron as candidate for the Republican nomination has made a hard effort to differentiate himself, to talk about the issues that are meaningful to Kentuckians, stayed out of the fray. And I do think because now we're seeing record spend and folks and the individual campaigns intensifying their spending, increasing their visibility, going up with ads, the good chunk of undecided folks, they are now being bombarded, right? And so I think the next squeeze here, the next 2 weeks, obviously will be your make or break, but everyone's dumping in all their resources. The U.S. Senate race will be won in this Republican Senate primary, and so they leave it all out there.
I was just going to ask a follow-up question on that. The Andy Barr and Nate Morris must be concerned, though, because you see some attack ads against Cameron now.
Sure. I think that's always an indicator, right, when you see that shift and sort of chasing down a candidate. I mean, let's not forget Daniel Cameron has, known name ID right throughout the state, being on a statewide ballot several times now. And I think the fact that he has chosen not to, be distracted by other issues, endorsing, getting involved in other races, focusing on Kentucky issues and not being negative towards the other primary challengers, I think I think he's making a gamble here that will pay off.
David, on the Democratic side, who do you see coming out of that race as the winner?
I think the momentum right now is on Charles Booker's side. I think that the way that things are going in that race, it's building. Amy McGrath, I don't think you can overlook her either in this, and so it'll come down to the wire, and we will see. But what Ira's saying that the race will be decided in the Republican primary caused me to pull out my pen and do my Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend.
I can't wait for primary day, Tuesday, May 19th. They will be with us then again. The best political team in town in Louisville, and they're right here on WHS 11. Thank you.